Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into a daily read for Sunday or thereabout. There's a lot happening in the park this morning, so let's just roll with the punches. There are definitely some aggressive, very joyful tennis players in the background, as you can probably hear. But as I do thoroughly cleanse my energy, let's jump into the spellcasting oracle deck and see what we're beginning with. To begin for Sunday, thank you, Spirit. For Sunday, I haven't read outside in a while. The willpower card coming out. I feel as if the day highlights how much you have on your shoulders, on your plate, responsibility-wise, obligation-wise, even, when it comes to people in your world for some. But I was getting that from the world here that she's delicately holding. I just heard with the sparkle in her eye. But I feel as if the day is showing people and maybe even reminding you of the willpower you have when it comes to all that you've dealt with, maybe all that you're currently dealing with. But this drive, this push within you is coming back to life, or maybe just increasing. If you haven't felt being removed or leaving your life recently. But I do feel as if you're an inspiration being drawn to this reading, and I wouldn't be surprised if this Sunday and surrounding it highlights that in the eyes, the awareness of other people. And I feel as if you're also, it's like you're gaining, the feeling is that you're gaining inspiration at certain points throughout this day for some select souls drawn to the reading left and right. And it feels like this is a Sunday where you're manifesting more inspiration in your life, more color, more experiences that are feeling or meant to feel moving forward, more aligned with who you've become up until this point. Because think about it, we all do continuously change on a core soul level. At times that process does, come to a halt temporarily. But as we change over time, naturally, the experiences that we feel were once aligned with us, not all of which is going to feel at this point in moving forward in alignment with us, so naturally we have to just reach for the new and inspire ourselves to create more change in our life, right? To create new. Don't really love that wording in the end, but whatever. Healing as well as answers. You're going to receive at least one significant answer throughout this day, and you may for some be receiving more than one, but it's going to initiate some healing within you. Let the clarity, the illumination that flows in throughout this Sunday light the way forward in a healing manner, okay? I also feel like there's a focus on a candle being lit for some, but the last one on the board, happiness. Something's making you happy. I know for me, it's my, Sunday will be my third, but today's my second day after moving into my new place of residence, and it just is so refreshing, But anyways, as they're very happy in the background. The day also highlights how transformation within and outside of you brings in more happiness for you, to stick with the old and not create change and embrace transformation in different ways on different levels is, to hold yourself back from complete happiness. But look at this, going back to what we were speaking upon in the beginning with the world here, all that's on your plate, on your shoulders, they're saying lighten your load, all right? Naturally in life there is going to be times where, times where you can't naturally or in general remove obligations and responsibilities. That's life. But, in your own ways, thinking about where your control lies, how can you lighten your load, right? Maybe it's about how you're going about things. Maybe it's about shuffling around your priorities or just, your routines, maybe creating new routines. But as well, I wouldn't be surprised if the potential or the actual existing love within your world is taking a highlight, and that's not just romantic. Let's move on to the Light Seers Tarot. For Sunday, the Seven of Cups, I feel the day does again highlight how much you have to accomplish, how much you have to take care of. I just heard taking care of business, but also this does come into play as well, giving us the message of you having plenty of options. For some, again, going back to this card at the bottom of the deck, it may be in regards to love, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's more talking about people in general to associate yourself with, maybe in regards to a new investment of importance for a lot. But I do feel as if regardless, throughout this Sunday, there's a lot on your mind, and for some of which it's having to do with your spirituality. But I wouldn't be surprised as well with the the Eight of Wands on the board if you're doing a ton of speaking. And this Sunday is going to feel like it's speeding on by. Wow, there's a lot of distractions right now. So that might be the case for you as well. I also am getting the message that certain people are going to be looking up to you throughout this day, admiring you, respecting you. There's a sense of a lot of which being the type of soul that's where people are expecting you to step into or continue to grow within a leadership position. It's been coming up in a lot of these readings recently, but as well the Knight of Cups. Regardless of whether you're looking for it, want it or not, love is definitely a part of this Sunday, at least at certain points or one particular point to an extent. But there's a magic about you being drawn to this reading, and Spirit saying it's inspirational, going back to that card. It's healing for you and potentially other people. And I wouldn't be surprised if you, for some drawn to the reading, are a source of light and answers, and this is creating maybe increasing the healing within other people. So you being a helpful soul is part of this day. Let's keep pulling. Flopping out, we have the Chariot card and the Two of Pentacles. You're motivated to redevelop a balancing act that you feel doesn't work for you as much or in general anymore. Okay, I feel as if this also is speaking upon you just being a motivated, productive soul, in this being a Sunday where you're not feeling like being a couch potato or just sitting around, at least not the majority of which. And so therefore this brings us back to the lighten your load and the Seven of Cups messages coming through. Even in the midst of being busy, we can heal, right? Ourselves and other people. But we also have the Six of Swords on the board. I wouldn't as well be surprised if you are reflecting on when you left a situation behind, regardless of how far back that dates for you, and regardless of what kind of situation that was. But for some, maybe it's more so in regards to you having options, when we speak upon you leaving something behind and creating room for something different, something better. But people are hearing your voice throughout this day, and I do sense that it's being taken into account. It's definitely being respected once again. Having a voice, especially at this point along your path, a voice of importance. But the Nine of Cups highlights a wish fulfillment for you, whether it's near, around the corner, down the line, or it's something you recently have just wrapped yourself up with, dived into, if you will. And I do feel as if this day simply highlights how much you've been changing. Let's wrap up this reading by saying you're gaining justice throughout this day, in the midst of gaining success and happiness. Okay? So if this is truly helpful, I'm sending you so much love and light.